2 of Chapter 5. In this video, I'm going to talk about innovation. I know you hear a lot of things about innovation nowadays because technology and the fourth industrial revolution ramping in these days, and a lot of attention to innovation. Who's going to do the most effective innovation and when? I like to take a different point of view around innovation, and I like to look at how does it come about. Some people think that innovation happens overnight. Somebody wakes up in the morning and has a great idea, and the idea gets implemented, and it's a great success. I have a different point of view, but let's look at it. Let's take the cell phone, the thing that we all use nowadays. If I would ask you, when do you think the cell phone was invented? What would you say? Now, I have to say that when I went and looked into it, I couldn't believe it because the first cell phone was projected by a professor by the name of Albert Janke in 1908. And basically, they were accused of fraud, but the charges were dropped later on, but the project kind of didn't go through and they stopped developing it. After that, the railroad in Germany started to try to do some phone on the train. In 1926, then, you can see in this picture, Carl Amold shows a man with a cell phone talking on the street. Now, we go closer to our times and we see that the first technology of cell phones was implemented by Motorola. It weighed 2.4 pounds, and for just 30 minutes of talk, it needed 10 hours of charge. In 73, they also came up with the idea of bringing everything on a handheld device that could be computer and everything else. But it was not up until 2007 when the iPhone came out that it became reality. What do you notice about the succession of events and where the innovation is? What I think is that each one of them added a part of it, and the situation around became more mature in time. While at the beginning was almost impossible to do, but there were somebody that was thinking about it and the value of that. But think about 100 years from the first thought to the smartphone. This means that we're not islands, we're not isolated. Inspiration for innovation doesn't happen in isolation. It's important to look at what's going on and what is happening around us and what is most relevant for the market at this point. When we talk about innovation and the market, it's very interesting to see, even in history, how these two things are in contrast because innovation comes in and disrupts the market way of doing things. One example that comes to mind is the example of Nikola Tesla when he moved to United States to meet his myth, which was Thomas Edison. And as he started to work for him, he wanted to give the idea of the AC, the alternate current, while in fact Thomas Edison was promoting the direct current. And obviously now we know that the idea of Tesla was beautiful. At the moment, though, it was the threat to Edison's business, and that was the reason why that innovation was opposed at that time. Also, when we think about Tesla, this man is the father of many of the things we enjoy today, like electric motors, wireless communication, the remote control system, X-rays, and many, many other things. He was trying to give free electricity to everybody wireless. And if he would have had the funds, he would have been able to do that. But his poor administration, in the sense of business, didn't allow him actually to capitalize on his innovations. And he actually died in poverty, even though he's one of the most innovative figures ever lived in history. Think about how great of an idea of an innovation is to give free electricity to everybody wireless. But that would impact the market tremendously, even if it would happen right now. But the market defends itself by putting obstacles on the way of these type of innovations. And so even though your idea might be huge and the whole world might benefit from it, the market may refuse it. So in the case of Tesla, these innovations were a threat to the market. And therefore, even if they were possible, nobody invested in them. Uber, for instance, is a great innovation. And I use it all over the world, but when I'm in Italy, I cannot use it because the taxi lobby didn't allow Uber to be legal in Italy. And that's exactly what I'm talking about when the market resists innovation, because when innovation arrives, there are areas of the market that will be disrupted. Because if something comes in that works better and requires less energy or human power, as it gets implemented, a lot of people lose their job. And now that's happening with technology, robotics, and the whole fourth industrial revolution that is becoming all the more pervasive these days. The 2020 forecast of the World Economic Forum says that by 2025, the shift of jobs to machines from humans will result in the loss of 85 million jobs. On the other side, though, there will be a creation of 97 million new jobs, but they will be only for those who will be highly qualified for the jobs which will emerge from the new market. So this would be a catastrophe only for those who will try to hang on to what they've done up until now, and mainly in the way they've done it up until now. In the past, we were bringing innovation to the market. Today, the market is renewing itself, and unless we enter in the transformation mode of renewing the way we think about business and the way we relate to others in business, we will lose relevance quite fast. This is why the common mind, the collective effort to be aware, look at the market, and create something of value to offer in this transforming condition is the most valuable possibility we have. So let's get to the task of this video. I would like for you to reflect on the transformation that happened in your business in the last 2 years. And I want you to think about what are the things that bother you the most and how the resistance to these things is delaying your full acceptance of the transformation that is happening around you. And I want you to write it down for me on the logbox because I like to give you some coaching on it for you to be able to step into the unknown and generate value in the process. See you in the next video.